See, this is why I think some people have a hard time in waking up, while others are just like taking the order from a guru to just simply abide his presence, and then somehow it works for them. But there are people who are also taking that order, they're doing it and being, but nothing happens. So why is that? I think that's like on an archetypical level. Some people are just like taking orders from a person who is an authority, and others are like, but why? But why should I just abide his presence? Like, what's the mechanical thing that's behind it? Why should it work? What is it actually doing? And I'm someone like that, you know. And I wanted to talk about this because for people who are like me, it won't work until you understand it. You know, of course, once you have understood it and you have some experience, there's something new that's emerging that cannot be explained. It's like there's this, you recognize that everything's basically Shakti energy and you don't have to understand it on a mental level. But here's something that I would like to tell you, something that I have understood, how this process basically works, or how you can look at it. And I would like to start by talking about a comment that I've received in the other video. There was a person who wrote under my comment that he's struggling with the concepts that I was talking about in my last video. I was talking about how everything is basically just an expression of source. So everything's fine if you let it be. Now he was struggling with that because there are children who are starving. There are people being killed in certain countries. Now I'm not saying that that is a perfect representation of God's love. But I'm saying that that is a representation of what happens when you forget God's love. That's a perfect representation of what happens when a whole country, or when a multitude of countries are just totally forgetting who they are. You see, because when you're taking a soldier who was killing people, who was throwing bombs every day, when you tell him, like a Zen master, just sit down and be, he will probably like have post-traumatic symptoms. He will have like he will just be crazy. You know, I don't think that such a person could just be with himself without distraction. So here's the thing. Every action that comes from a place of hurt is automatically something that will hurt the world. So when you are unable to be with yourself, let me think about how I can really make this clear. You could make an experiment. Just take a chair and sit there without distraction. If it's hard to sit there, then that must mean that you're hurt on a psychological level. If you can enjoy being here, then that's basically already enlightenment. If it's like nothing lacks, you don't need anything, you're just being, that's enough. That's enlightenment, that's freedom, because you don't need anything from the world. But if you're not able to sit in, something in you wants to move, wants to escape the pain, wants to escape the thoughts, wants to escape the feelings, wants to be distracted. And that must mean that there is something hurt in you. Now, when you are hurt, and therefore you are unable to be with yourself, and you're taking action from that hurt, because then that must mean every action that you take from that hurt is only being done because you think that by that action you can do something in the world, you can change something in the world that will get rid of that hurt. Let's say for example, I'm being here and I'm hurt and I can't be with myself. Then I decide to do something about it, and therefore every action that I take from this point will be a selfish action. Therefore can only bring more damage into this world. So That's why Ramana said when the sense of doership is there, that's the ego. This, I am that, I'm doing this, that's the ego. But when you're able to be with yourself, then that's when something higher can awaken in you. So every action that comes from hurt is ego. Action that comes from healed presence is divine. We can call it that. So and you have to be totally honest with yourself. Are you hurt or not? And you can find that out not by thinking about it, not by asking your ego, because the ego will say, yeah, maybe a little bit, but that's part of life. But really, just sit with yourself. Don't think about it and see how long can you actually be. And it's not a challenge. It should be. You should enjoy it. If you're unable to enjoy being, then that means that something inside of you wants to escape. There is something that is hurt. So what is that? You have to be totally honest with yourself. So you're simply being. And when there is this desire in you to heal, to be free, then you must realize that nothing that you are doing, that you can do, that you can change in the world, will set you free. You have to learn how to be with yourself until it becomes easy, until it becomes easier. Because when you're not trying to change anything, then it can actually heal. And it doesn't take a method. Because when you're hurt on a psychological level, and then you're sitting down and then you're doing a method hoping that by doing it, it will make the process faster. Won't work, because the method is still an escape. It is the hurt part in you that says, I need a method to be. But the healed you, the one in you that's healed, doesn't need a method. It's just like it's my natural state. Why would it take a method to be? So it doesn't need a method. So understand that when you are unable to simply be, and therefore you have to do something, there is like action that's coming out of hurt. That's the ego. When there's action that is coming from a healed presence, that's like divine, that will actually bring forth real love, like real love. Love that doesn't take, it's like already here. I'm already full, I'm already whole, therefore I give. I'm not asking, I'm not demanding. You can only get to that state when you're able to be with yourself without watching videos, without reading books, without smoking cigarettes, without drinking alcohol, without smoking weed, without fidgeting, without trying to escape. That's when love, real love, can emerge, but only if you can stay with yourself without trying to escape from yourself. Now, and what you will see from this point on is you will probably recognize the Shakti energy in you, because you see who you really are. It's like a flow, it's like a river that is automatically by default always flowing in the direction of love, always automatically flowing in the direction of joy, always automatically flowing in the direction of happiness. Always. That's who you are. But when there is a hurt, when there is pain, when there is psychological pain, emotional pain, that's like something's in the way. It's like samskara. It's preventing you from feeling the flow, therefore preventing you from feeling the happiness. And when you're constantly indulging in those samskaras, which means that you are escaping, which means that you refuse to be with yourself without methods, without distractions, then that means that you're perpetuating the pain. You will never experience the flow of happiness. And that's what's happening in those countries where people are killing people. That's full of pain, but they're unwilling to do something to feel the pain. Therefore, they're creating pain so that they don't have to feel it themselves. So the core message is, if you're able to be with yourself, and if you're able to not escape from your pain, when you're actually able to be with yourself, then you will dissolve those hurts in you, and then you will feel fulfilled and full all the time, no matter where you are. You will develop a skill to feel your uncomfortable sensations. And that is automatically making you free. Let's say that you are totally comfortable at home. You're totally comfortable at home, you can do it. Now you're going outside, and something in you was like traumatized from the past. And then you hear a train, it's totally loud, so something in you is like feels threatened. It's like, you know. But then that is not a sign that you're doing it wrong. You're just becoming aware, oh, something feels threatened, like it has to defend itself. Just watch it, feel it. Don't escape. And then you will see that actually it was just a train, a bodily reaction, some thoughts, nervousness, and that's it. So you're free. But once you're like, oh, I have panic, I have to escape, I have to like find out on Google what to do about it, that's when you're trapped again in samskara. At least, you know, that I did not have a teacher. So I'm not, some people would say that therefore I don't have any authority, but I don't care, because I have my own experiences and they work for me. And I know they cannot work for everyone, but they must work for some people. It must work for some people, because it works for me. So basically, when you get to the core truth of what all the spiritual teachers are trying to make you understand, it's just about being, but also about understanding how to be, what it actually means to be. It means that actually being is a simple thing. It is not a method to get somewhere. You just have to learn, how can I actually make myself stand myself? How can I learn to be without needing anything, without needing a method, without needing distractions? Because what will happen when you're doing it is you will be confronted with all these negative emotions, with the suffering, with the psychological pain, with the emotional pain. Anger can come up, shame can come up, grief can come up. You know, all the things that you were trying to suppress your whole life are going to come up, and they're going to be there. There's absolutely no method to get rid of it, and that's the healing already. When it hurts, that means it heals. And when it heals because of the pain, then that means at some point, when you're not trying to escape, it will just go through your energy body and it will never come back. Maybe it will come back, but it will not find a real house in you. And then you will actually experience what I'm talking about. It's not just a conceptual aha moment, it's a real experiential aha moment. It's really like, oh, I'm feeling the energy, I can be, I'm fulfilled, I don't need anything. So therefore I'm not demanding love from people. I don't want people to change for me, because I'm alright. So I hope this helped some people. Yes, and that was it.